approaching my limit, so I don't know how many more I'm gonna be able to take. When you're on Facebook and you send me the friend request and I accept it, once I'm in there, that's her girlfriend, MJ, she's not here today. You can click on this button and you can actually create the ability to see my posts first. Now, I don't have an ego, I don't care if you do that, but I usually post good content. I don't get political, I never get stupid, I like to have a good time, I'll put some irrelevant videos up there. I do videos on a regular basis on my page. You've seen them. Some of them go from 10 views to 1,000. It depends on what I'm doing, how stupid I'm being, and it depends on what it is. But that attracts people, doesn't it? The whole goal is to create an attraction. So other people say, hey, I like that guy. I want to know what he's doing. And you never know. I've gotten a lot of real estate deals from Facebook with people that saw what I do. You'll never know I'm a mortgage banker on Facebook because I don't put anything about my life on Facebook in terms of my profession. But you figure it out right away because I do look professional and I act professionally on there. And I'm a nice guy. People enjoy it. So do that if you can. All right. To say that social media has become an everyday part of life will be an understatement. How many fake news articles are out there right now? Oh my God, it's so ridiculous. But this here is here to entrench itself. Facebook is at 2 billion. 2 billion people. It's like a third of the world or something like that is on Facebook at any given moment. How many are on it right now? How many are on your phones right now? You're on Facebook right now? Yeah, of course you are. That's 25% of the global population. This is from TechCrunch. Look at these numbers. I mean, there's a, I don't know, there's some kind of a dot on this, I don't know where it is. YouTube and Facebook are the two top contenders. YouTube is owned by Google, of course. So YouTube is becoming a force because video content is becoming the way to go. But, and you know, then you have, I mean, what is WeChat? How is that? I mean, I've never heard of that one. WhatsApp is another one, right? Oh, is it really? That's WhatsApp right there, which I just heard about, quite frankly. Snapchat, I'm not interested in it because it disappears. I don't want to disappear, but I heard it's useful. Instagram is going to be very, very big for realtors. It's very, very big. It's all pictures. The pictures tell a story. We're not going to cover that today, but we're going to get into it in another class. Remains the most popular media is Facebook right now. It's leading to a lot of businesses. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people have made 7 figures on Facebook. It's unbelievable, just using it. You'll figure out how after this class. Changes in Facebook, because of all the fake news that's out there, and because of all the criticism on a governmental level now against Facebook, and it's becoming too big and too entrenched in our daily lives, where it's consuming people's lives. I don't know about you, it doesn't consume mine, I use it as a tool, but the company said they're gonna start giving more prominence to individual profiles versus the business profiles. So those are the publishers that are putting out content. Unless you're paying, you ain't playing on Facebook. They're not gonna let you get involved in Michael's feed if you have a business. They're gonna maybe give Michael a shot if Michael decides he wants that shot. But he may never even see that content. So this is exciting news because the personal Facebook pages are kind of like going to be where you're going to be meeting your people. You still have to have a business page, but you're going to be able to tie that business page to your personal page and vice versa. It should work out very well for you. I don't know exactly how it's going to work out for the publishers, but they're all upset about it. They're wondering what's going to happen to me now because a lot of them don't want to spend any money. And unfortunately, in this space, you yourselves will have to probably begin spending some money on Facebook content advertising if you want to stay in the game. And we're not going to get too detailed on Facebook advertising at all. Know it's there. We're going to cover it in another class. I'll do a one-on-one with you. Gary Vaynerchuk, he's a friend of mine. He's actually, he owns wine.com, not wine.com, a site that's a wine sales group. He owns a store. His family owns a giant store. He's an amazing guy. He's like I love this guy. His advice for real estate agents is jumping into social media either at the 101 phase or the 102 phase. You have to take this seriously. This is a binary game. This is it. If you're thinking that this is like a fad, it's not. I'm not here to talk about Facebook Live, that matters, Snapchat matters, Instagram matters. I'm telling you, you got to do all of it. You have to be in all of it, all at the same time, not just Facebook. You have to be engaged in all forms of media because your lives depend on it if you're going to be in this industry, or really any industry. If you're selling anything, if you're any kind of if you're an accountant for Pete's sake, you're not engaged in this, or a lawyer, you're not going to get the people. They're going to bypass you because if you're thinking about doing this, You're thinking about making Facebook a major part of your life, thinking about it. The guy that's actually doing it is going to steal your thunder and steal your wallet. It's going to clean your clock. You're not there, he's there. There is somebody doing it. And us older guys, we didn't miss the boat because you're here. We're here, we're doing it, I'm doing it. I'm making money with Facebook. I'm building my mortgage business using it, and I'm doing it indirectly. And you're gonna see how I do that later. But you're gonna kill it. No marketing can fix a crappy product. You have to have good content, and you have to know how to distribute that content. So number one, you have to create, and number two, you have to distribute. You have to do both. The distribution piece is social media, the creation is you. You're gonna be doing videos. I'm gonna see your face on Facebook. I'm gonna love seeing that. And you're gonna see all kinds of comments, and you're gonna start creating friend requests. You're gonna get I get 200 friend requests right now in my inbox. It doesn't include this class. And a lot of them are, I realize many of them are fake, so I'll delete 20 or 30 a day, and then 30 or 40 will come in. And then just kind of see who's good, who's real, who's not real. You know, the housewife that's, just showing a picture of her food and a couple of kids, I may not interact there if she's in Iowa, because it's not gonna help my brand at all. But if I see that she's liking my content and maybe she's following me, maybe I'll accept that friend request, because why not? Because I don't know where that's gonna go. They may go someplace, right? Okay, you have to make yourself contextually relevant, and that's the key to building your personal brand. What we talk about is the clouds and the dirt. What is that? The clouds is your dream. That's up here. That's the big picture. That's where you want to be in 5 years, 10 years, or 3 weeks from now. The dirt is getting yourself dirty, getting into the mud and actually doing the work. Because if you're not doing the work, you can dream all gosh darn day. Doesn't matter. You have to physically do some work. It's the old story about the guy that was on a roof, that there was a flood, and he was on the roof, right? And the flood waters were rising up, and he basically prayed, God, I know you're going to take care of it. You're going to save my life. I'm not worried about that. 10 minutes later, a boat comes by. Those guys are saying, come jump into the boat. I'm going to save you, my friend. Let's get out of here. He says, no, God's going to save me. He's praying, God, I know you're going to save me. 20 minutes later, a helicopter shows up. And he says, no, I don't need any help. God's going to save me. And 20 minutes after that, he drowns. He's up in heaven. He's floating around up there. He says to God, I prayed. I thought you were going to save me. What happened? He said, well, I sent you a boat, and I sent you a helicopter. You've got to do the work. God never made a bench. He never made a chair. He never made a bookcase. He made a tree. And he said, take the tree and do something with it, right? Yep. You got to do the work. It's no different here. You have to be willing to step up and get dirty in this thing. Otherwise, it's not a zero-sum game. You have to be in it to win it. Your customer's attention in this space. You either believe it or not. The digital space is here to stay. How many believe that? You have to believe this. You got to get into this deep. All right, so you have to be active. Successful at building your brand is having something to say. You can't fix a product, just a summary slide. Again, you're going to get a copy of all of this. How do you make yourself contextually relevant? And that's the key to doing it. Focus on not what can I do for you, but instead focus on, instead of focus on buying my stuff, focus on what can I do for you. How many posts do I see from all of you guys with your listings and your open houses and your whatever? I don't care. I really don't. And I'm just one of 10,000 people maybe viewing that right now. What we care about is your lifestyle. Maybe your kids. You have a Chihuahua? I have a Chihuahua. I'm going to love you. We're going to talk about the Chihuahuas. We're going to interact on that. Now I'm building a relationship with people. Just like if I walked into a party and say, hi, I'm Anthony Fontana, how are you? I would never do that, by the way, if I didn't know you. I would hope the host brings me over to you first. But once I break that ice, it's fantastic. I'd rather go with Mary Jo to a party because she's my icebreaker. She's better looking than me. She's shy, but not when she's with me. And when I'm together, boy, oh boy, we're a team. We're out there, we're doing it, we're meeting people. Man, I walk into any room with her, and we're going to run that room. That's just the way it is, but do by myself, I can't do it. I do this here. Marketing, this should be your marketing mantra. I don't want to see any posts from people selling anything. I don't, because you're not going to get anywhere with that. You want to provide information to people. You want to focus on content that's in the best interest of your prospects. I will take this tax law I just came. I'm a tax accountant. So I'll put a post up about the effects of the tax law on your average everyday Joe. I'll get 200 comments on something like that. And that's when I usually realize I'm an accountant. I'm not an accountant that you can't pay me. I don't have a practice anymore. I don't have the time. I have a few clients from 20 years ago and friends of mine, some family, they never pay me anyway, for some strange reason. But I'll put that content out there because it creates an image that I know what I'm doing, I'm someone that you can trust. And as I get those friend requests, then I interact with them on Messenger. Okay, we'll show you how I do that later. Social media feed shouldn't be about your latest listings. Instead, share your blog. How many of you guys have blogs? Anybody have a blog in here? Well, I don't have one. I think I want to do a blog. We'll do that. Blogs are pretty cool, and a lot of people have done very well creating a blog. It's a little bit of work, and sometimes you can create that blog and actually put the content there, and then from there, share it. So you don't have to do the work twice. It's just something to think about. And we're not going to get into that today, but I want to see posts about your home buying process, local happenings in your community. When you connect with people on a personal level, you'll start meaningful conversations with these individuals. Just like at the party where I just met you. We're going to have a drink together. We're going to hang out, right? I love it. Momentum comes from taking action, and we talked about that. 1990, I was at a Tony Robbins seminar in California. I was with a blonde flight attendant. She was my guest. She was my date at the time. She got me the tickets for this thing. And it was a fire walk. You ever heard of the Tony Robbins fire walk? Talk about nuts. I did that twice in my life. Tony always says, momentum comes from taking action. If you're sitting around and you're not getting anything done, it's a lazy day, that's how your day is going to go. It's when you make a decision to get out of that bed excited. People talk about Monday morning like it's a bad thing. Gosh darn, I love Monday mornings. I woke up without a chalk mark around me. It's a good day, isn't it? We're going to move forward. I have another day where I can accomplish something. If I didn't accomplish it the day before, now I have another day to try. You know, how many people did not wake up this morning, right? They just did, and they probably would wish they did, right? If they had a chance to fix that, right? But you're here right now. You're in this room right now. Your work ethic, your patience, they trump everything on the path to success. It's much easier to dream up your ideal business than to actually execute it, because you can dream all day long. You got to put the work in. Guru, you like to work. I know you like to work. You put a post up the other day. You're going to the gym. I thought about going to the gym. Love it. Lack of patience is the absolute variable of people who win and people that lose. You have an expectation of where you want to go. You think that's where I'm going right now, but you lack the initial gumption to go actually pursue it. You lack patience because you expect it like this. Nothing happens like this. Well, it happens in your mind like this. If you sit with me more than an hour, I'll teach you how to do just that. But you still have to allow it time to manifest, okay? I mean, when I was a kid, if everything that I thought about manifested instantly, I'd be either a woman or a bottle of scotch. Obviously, that wasn't the case. You had to think through it emotionally and get attached to the vision, because then you want to do it. You want to do the work. You want to get into the mud. You know, when I think about getting on a bench and bench pressing, I have a whole basement full of equipment, which I don't use. Well, we got the treadmill.
Oh, good. I'm going to give up my gym membership and come home. Yeah.
I got the treadmill, which I don't tread on. I got the what do you call it, the elliptical thing, which I don't lift on. We have one of those Peloton bikes, which I don't use. I have 350 pounds of Olympic weights, which I don't pick up. I need to start doing that.
Good,
I need to start doing that. Yeah, maybe you'll incent me to do something like that, but that's me too. We're all guilty of it. I have the opportunity to work out, but I don't do it. I allow every possible excuse to get in my way. I don't have the time. The dog's sick. There's food on the table. The phone's ringing. You're calling me up. See? Causing me to not work out. So you got to be chipping away to make progress. That's the only way to do it. Where do you want to be in 5 years or 5 weeks or 5 hours? It's up to you to decide, right? I can't take your brain with that. Goal setting is important, but the way I live my life is right here. Begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. Your vision must be in the present tense, not in the future, because guess what? 5 minutes ago is the past. 5 minutes from now is the future. I'm here right now. This is my now, right now, this second. 5 seconds from now, it's the future. Oh, the future just arrived. Now it's now. You're only in the now. So when you think about your future, if you think about it in today's present tense, that it exists already, because guess what? It does. Then you'll have it. Because in your mind, you know it already exists. Doing the work becomes no big deal. How many of you want to be top players in the real estate industry? And I'm talking not 6 figures. 6 figures, you're broke on Long Island. You are broke on Long Island. I got a $20,000 tax bill. 6 figures, no, ain't cutting it. All right? I mean, there's no way. $250,000 is a nice number, right? Well, how easy is that to do, Michael?
It's the work.
it takes the work. But with the pricing out here, and commission structure out here, especially with you guys at Keller Williams, holy cow. Man, that wouldn't even be, my goal would be double that if I was one of your agents right now. And I guarantee you in 12 months I'd hit it. There's no question about it. I can quit this job today, become a Keller Williams agent, and 12 months from now, I'll have a $250,000 1099 minimum. Am I speaking the truth? Because you know me long enough. It would happen, it has happened, it is happening, it's happened. That's the key difference in mindset, right? You have to know. It sounds simple and it's a bit of a lost fundamental, but when you're starting a business from scratch or trying to make your real estate team to the next level, you have to be thinking, what am I trying to achieve? What do I want my real estate business to look like? You have to, to create that plan. Too many professionals are consumed with the numbers. You're too worried about your numbers, the closings, how many open houses you have going on, how many clients can you call. You're losing track of the fact that you control those numbers by your actions. Those numbers go up when you work. Okay, stop focusing and stop flashing dollar signs. You know, this thing is not large enough for some reason. I don't know why. It's not gonna matter. That's fine. It's all good. It doesn't matter. Do you want to be?
You need to take off this component. Yeah.
How do I do that? Do I do that with this thing?
Yep.
That?
That one cover the partially. Yep.
Oh. Well, that was over there.
Just close
You
it.
need to close that
Just
one.
close it.
Can we get rid of that?
Yeah.
Wait,
No, don't.
No.
Cancel.
Cancel.
Okay, what does that do?
With the move.
Just,
Just move.
yeah, that shrinks.
There you go.
That's
I'm
all
gonna leave it
it
alone.
is.
I don't even need to worry
It's
about it.
annoying.
See how I'm not, this is not my thing. Okay, so.
Go.
One more. All right. Architect or mason, how should a real estate agent think about marketing and distribution? You have to think a little bit than the guy down the block. Because there's 1.2 million real estate agents in this country. I don't know how many on Long Island. I mean, I can throw a rock in
Too
any.
many.
There's too many. I can throw a rock in any given direction and hit a hit a mortgage banker. We're everywhere, right? I can throw that same rock and hit 10 of you. Because it seems like everybody's a realtor. I mean, I can't even imagine how many they've taken the classes and they don't do anything. They'll get 2 or 3 deals from a relative, their friend down the block, their Aunt Josie, whatever, and then they stop because they're not doing this. Guys like Michael, you're not relying on your relatives to build your business. If you were, you'd be broke. How many relatives do you have? Your relatives get sick of you anyway. And between you and me, I don't want to do business with my family. They drive me nuts and they expect everything done for free. The step one is actually doing it and creating content, multiple pieces of content per day. We're going to go into this a little bit. You're timing me, right? What's the one thing agents miss when it comes to content marketing? They don't think it sells stuff. You're looking at Facebook and you can't sell stuff on Facebook. I beg to differ. It's a, what, $500, $700 billion operation. The reason it's valued so highly is because they're selling stuff on Facebook. The vendors that are buying the ads on Facebook continually buy the ads because they're making money. Why are they spending money on ads if they're not making any money? Now, you might have to test that a little bit. We're not going to get into how to do that right now. That's another class. And we have a tech guy in this office that might be able to help with that. But if you don't think you can sell, you're not going to do it. It's not just an afterthought. It's an append. It's not a sprinkle at the end of the thing. You have to be doing it live right now. It's the current state of the internet. When the internet first came out, I laughed at it. 1999, I was told build a website. I'm like, get out of here. Ridiculous. Waste of time. Yeah. I said Google was stupid. When it came out at $105 a share, I said it's stupid. My father said we should buy that. I'm like, it's dumb. Meantime, I'm on Googling, right?
Yeah. But now it's so popular. We cannot without the Googles every day.
95% of search is Google.
Yeah.
They've entrenched themselves. It's kind of scary, actually, because you can be on Facebook and you can be putting a post up, and somehow that post, well, of course, Facebook gets it, but somehow Google gets it. I mean, I was on a post one night, somebody asked me a question about taxes. It was a generic question, but it was a complex answer. My response, the first response was, well, it depends. I swear to God, I started getting depend on the government ads on my feed. I started getting them on my email. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, really? It took the word, that's a product, let's go for it. So some idiot company is spending money advertising to me because of something I said. So watch what you said. Okay. Why understanding how social media works, specifically Facebook, why is it important? Well, content will be king. And I mentioned the updates. The updates are gonna be very, very important to understand why they're important. And this latest update builds on that with higher priority, falling on local news. If you follow a local news publisher or a friend shares a local news story, you may see that post higher in your news feed. I want you to remember that paragraph in a couple of seconds, so it's gonna be important. Users not only wanna stay in touch with family and friends, but they also wanna stay informed of what's happening in their local communities. Facebook took a hit on usage of their site since they announced this. They took a major hit in their viewership because they did this. It's gonna come back eventually. But the reason this is important, because guess who going to be supplying Facebook with local news? Can anybody guess? Can I see a show of hands? Who?
The local news, the recently, we just showing, for just Sunday, that the Super Bowl, everyone know.
Local news.
Yeah, that's the local, everyone watching the Super Bowl.
That's local news.
Yeah, that's.
How about all of you be the local newscaster in your community, on your Facebook page? You become the source of that local news, that local information. We'll get into that in a little bit. I'm not gonna read this to you. The algorithms are important. They're rethinking their strategy. They've gotten many complaints about why they did what they did. There's a slide, read it. I'm not gonna read that to you. You'll have cobwebs on your head by the time I'm done. Personal versus business. A personal page is meant to keep up with your family and your friends. That's what it's for, right? That's what we use it for. And that's what the primary purpose of. I actually use it a lot for news. I like looking at the news through that rather than watching television, because I don't have time. Share personal photos, updates, messaging friends, commenting like that. We all do this already. Who doesn't have a Facebook page? Everyone, you have a Facebook page? We have to talk later. We're gonna get you set up with one. Now, the business page is about your brand and the services you offer as a professional in your field. You can invite past clients or present clients. You can invite your family and your friends. And boosting the number of people, you're spelling error, look at that. Liking the page helps the algorithms, and I'm certain that you'll need a specific number. I think it's 50. So when you create a Facebook business page, a fan page, you'll probably need 50 likes. How many people we have in this room right now?
But sometimes your person on the page, they will mix up with your business page.
Oh yeah, well there's a purpose to that.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna show you how to do that and why to do that. If you have a business page, your business page will be intertwined with your personal page and vice versa. You're gonna create content. You create content on your business page, share it on your personal page. Just share the link. We'll talk
share
about that.
we create a separate, but they mix up.
They don't mix it up, it's deliberate.
I don't know, but sometimes I show them my personal, is showing my business show my personal.
You've set it up that way. We'll show you why you did that. I think it's a very good thing that you're doing it. You might not know why you're doing that or why it's happening, but it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing.